Okay? So now you've got government-controlled housing, and you're going to have government-controlled transportation. That becomes a government service. We're already looking at government-controlled health care. The next step is government-controlled food. And that, in my opinion, is another piece of this puzzle. And that's why Bill Gates from the World Economic Forum is buying up farmland, left and right. There's a guy who works for Chronicles magazine. His name is Pedro Gonzalez. And he's been studying this. Why is Bill Gates buying up all this farmland?
Today, 50% of American cropland is rented by farmers who don't own their land. And this trend is going to grow. Our children will have less access to ownership and the independence that entails. Americans right now are competing for scraps of their own country with rootless corporations and financial institutions and creeps like Bill Gates, who is the single largest private farmland owner in the United States. But he does this all over the world. Gates funds projects and activities in the name of progressive causes, of course, but in reality these all serve select corporations in which he has financial interests. He also does this with your tax dollars through public-private partnerships. He's buying out your future with your money. Another Gates project is monopolizing seeds through the use of intellectual property laws and regulations, transferring control of food production into the hands of corporations. Gates says you'll just have to get used to the taste difference of engineered food while he enjoys the real deal paid for by his financial investments in the synthetic stuff.
Yeah, okay, you're going to be eating those impossible burgers. He's going to be eating the real steaks. Because after all, you can't be trusted with beef. Because, those cow farts are they're going to warm the planet, don't you? These are the same people, by the way, who told us that an ice age was coming in the 1970s. These are the same people that told us that starvation would have set in by the mid-1980s. Matter of fact, hold on a second here. I have a story on this. I think it's by Stephen Moore. I'll get to that coming up. He continued.
This is a big deal, and it's strange that no one's talking about it. The GOP still seems scared of confronting big capital, but it matters because you don't need to pass legislation to change the way that we eat, what goes into our food, how we grow our food, or how we live our lives if you simply can seize the land and the means of production. The monopolization and financialization of everything nullifies the democratic process. And we've seen this before. In Rome, laws were passed to prevent the wealthy from buying up too much land, but the rich flaunted those laws, alienated and impoverished everyday citizen farmers, worked their tracks with slave labor. And in effect, the extreme concentration of land and wealth then killed the Roman middle class like we're starting to see it doing now.
Well, that's exactly right, and this is part of the plan. I am convinced killing the middle class is job one for the left. Because, see, what Trump did was Trump empowered the middle class. Trump created jobs like never before. And the income of the average middle class person during the Trump years jumped $6,200. That's the last thing the Great Reset and its proponents want. Because you, as an independent middle class person, with a 401k and some savings and equity in your house, and you're not worried about your retirement, you're going to have enough money in it, you're not buying what they're selling. You're not interested in the Great Reset. You want to buy your own food and run your own life. Well, they don't like people like that. That gets in the way of total global control. So they need to get rid of the artifact of a successful capitalist economy, and that is a rich, independent middle class, which has always been the hallmark of America. They need to get rid of it because this is all about erasing America, all right? Everything we're doing here, critical race theory, all about what we're teaching in schools, it's all about erasing America. Totally. Just wipe it off the map and out of the memory hole, or down the memory hole. So, okay, so that's the bottom line here. So my next question for this guy is, why is there not a lot of concern about this?
Maybe because there are so many people who have a vested interest in this. And I think neither political party is really serious about this, probably because in some way or another, both political parties can somehow profit from this. Politicians on either side ultimately are unified in the sense that they all have vested interests in these things, regardless of their rhetoric on the outside. Biden ran as a kind of revolutionary socialist, and maybe he is in a way, but it's pretty clear that corporations like BlackRock are benefiting under the Biden regime. So in a sense, we're seeing the same thing with Bill Gates, where Bill Gates is doing something that's terrible. It's consolidating all of this wealth and power and resources, but no one seems to be doing anything. And when that happens, especially when everyone's so quiet about something like this, it's happening at such a large scale, it's probably because a lot of people have something to gain from it. A lot of people that, again, are telling you that they're on your side. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, they're on your side, all right.